Hi crafters, welcome to my channel Amy Makes That here on YouTube. Today you will be learning 6 different Cricut design space hacks that you must know if you are a Cricut crafter. So let's get started. The first Cricut hack is how to thicken your text using the offset tool. This is a hack that I wish I knew years ago because it would have saved so much vinyl and time. And sometimes the font doesn't offer you to bold it. So to thicken the text, you will click the offset tool on the top toolbar. I'm going to move that because the offset blocked it by accident, and you will move the button to the right. This will allow the offset to be thick. You can make it as thick as you want. I don't make it too thick so the font doesn't get too bubbly. I adjusted the distance to 0.042 and then clicked apply. Now from there, it will create an offset layer. So if you move the text layer, it's not attached. So you can either hide or delete that text layer and just use the offset layer, or what I like to do is I like to select both the text and offset and then unite it, because that way, in case I need the text layer for some reason or I want to redo it, I'm able to ununite it. And this is how the text looked like before. What a difference. So don't forget to use the offset tool to thicken your text. The next Cricut Design Space hack is learning how to make duplicates very fast and easy. Now, most of you know how to duplicate an image or a project. You will click the design and then click the duplicate button. However, if you need to make over 100 copies of the same exact star, your hand might fall off and then you'll have to align everything after. It just wastes a lot of time. Instead of doing that, we will save our work and click Make It. It will then lead you to the next screen of adjusting your design on the mat, the mirror button, changing your mat size. We're not clicking any of those buttons. We are going to go to the top left-hand side and go to project copies. From there, you can actually input the amount of copies that you need. So if you need 25, you will enter 25, click apply, and boom, you have 25 stars ready to be cut. If you need 40 copies, click apply. It will automatically add 40 stars to your mat. That was literally under, I think, 8 seconds. This is a great hack if you need to save time on cutting your materials. On to our next Cricut Design Space hack, and it is creating a template for your projects. This hack I do every single time I create a project with my Cricut. It is so important because this allows you to understand how big your project actually needs to be. I made this beautiful baptism sign for my cousin, and I'm putting it on an acrylic sign. The two things that you should note are the size of your blank material and the shape. So for the most part, you will find a shape for your exact material. In this case, it was a rectangle, so I'm going to choose the square shape. And then from there, you can change the size. So I went to the top toolbar, clicked the unlock button, and then adjusted the width and the height to 8 and 10 inches. So make sure you do measure with a ruler the size of your blank so you can input that into Cricut Design Space. To get a better visual, I do change the color as well. So if I were painting this, I would change it to probably the color of the paint, but acrylic is clear, so you can either do a gray or a white, whatever is easiest for you. And then you'll probably also have to send the square to the back so the design can be shown in the front. And from there, you can adjust the size of your design. So you can see I can't make this sign super big because then it's not even going to be on the acrylic sign, and vice versa. I can't make it too small because then people aren't going to see it. When I was a beginner, I never did this, and I wasted so much vinyl and so much time having to recut and see what the size was, and making a template saves all of that for you. And the last important thing to note is to remove or hide that template. So again, we don't want the Cricut to cut that square. We just want the Cricut to cut the material that you're using. So in today's case, I am using vinyl. So you will just want the Cricut to cut the I am a child of God and the cross, and not cut the square. The next Cricut hack is a very important hack if you are someone that needs to hide or remove certain aspects of a design, and it is using the contour button. I remember I made these acrylic milk cartons years ago with this exact butterfly design. I did not know how to use the contour button and cut all of those little teeny tiny circles out, and I was hating my life. If I knew how to use the contour button, I wouldn't have done that. So you will click on the design and then click contour. From there, you can hide or add portions of the design. It says it right underneath hide contour contour. I will click each tiny little circle that I want to be removed, and you'll see actually on the screen in the back that it is slowly removing all of those as you click on it. So I will do that for the rest of the design on the left and right hand side, and then you can click anywhere off the screen to save that, and look at how much cleaner this butterfly looks already. The best part about the contour button too is also if you want to add those circles back in for some reason, you can click on the design again, click the contour button, and then re-click on all of those circles, or click hide all contours and vice versa. So using the contour button is again a great Cricut Design Space hack that you should know about. The next Cricut Design Space hack is knowing how to save your favorite base material. When you get to the last screen of getting ready to cut your material, the Cricut will ask, what is your base material that you are using today? Mine automatically is set to my bookmarked, but you'll also see there's a popular tab as well. Those are Cricut's recommendations of popular materials that people do use. But I keep mine on bookmarked because I tend to use a lot of the same materials. There's the bookmarked tab and then the all materials tab, of course, for every single material that you can cut with your Cricut. One thing to note is that you cannot save more than 12 bookmarks. So I'll go back to the all materials tab and find some materials that I commonly use. And you'll see if you try to bookmark more than 12, it will say you cannot bookmark more than 12 materials. So I'll hide those and then add the ones that I want. This saves a lot of time because you're not going into browse all materials, searching it, typing it yourself. I know it sounds silly because it probably only takes a minute of your time. However, time is very valuable as a crafter and a craft business owner. So if you use the same materials over every single time, it's easier to just bookmark them and keep them all in one place. So crafting is a breeze. And the last Cricut Design Space hack that you must know about is learning how to curve your text. Now, Cricut actually did come out with a new feature called the Warp tool. However, this is only accessible in the beta version and for Cricut Access subscription members. If you don't know what the Cricut Access subscription is, it is a monthly subscription from Cricut that you can pay, I believe it's $9.99 per month, and you get access to all of Cricut's images, designs, fonts, etc. And you also get a certain percentage. I think you get more deals too when you do order from Cricut's website directly. So I will put the link in the video description for that, because if you are a crafter or you're a beginner and you don't want to look for fonts or images on Google, on Etsy, anywhere else, it's all right in Cricut Design Space for you, so you don't have to leave the software. But the warp tool is really cool because you can warp it in any direction. However, if you don't have the Access subscription, here's a way to bypass it, and it is to use the curve tool. So I will type out the first word that I want curved a little down, click on curve, and then move the button to whatever size that you want. I adjusted it to 30. You will then duplicate that text and type out the next word. In this case, it is going to be vacation. It'll copy the same exact way that you curved your text. However, we don't want it to be the same because we want it to flow down and then up. And the way to do that is to click on the curve tool again, add a negative sign to it, click enter, and that will adjust the text the same exact way that you did it on the left hand side, just in a negative way, so they're even. Now, as always, we need to make sure our design is straight and aligned, so you will highlight both of the words, click the align button, and then click align top. However, you will see that it doesn't flow right because the word vacation is a little bit higher. You'll simply rotate the design a little bit to the left, and I'm also moving it to the right so it looks like two words, and then we'll highlight both of the words again, align them by the top, and now your design is even and ready to be cut. From there, you can adjust the size, the coloring. I can make this into a sticker if I wanted to. I can make this into an HTV design and proceed with me making it with my Cricut. So unfortunately, if you aren't an Access subscription member, you will have to do a little bit more steps in order to get the same effect as the warp tool. However, if you do not want to be an Access subscription member, it is worth it. But again, time is a very important factor. So if you do want the Cricut Access subscription, I will put the link in the video description. And those are the 6 Cricut Design Space hacks that you must know if you are a Cricut crafter. Please do comment below which Cricut hacks you learned or which hacks that you've known about or you haven't known about. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up and click my subscribe button to see more Cricut tip videos like this one. Thank you as always again for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Inside